Hello everyone, MarkyJoe1990 here with...
1RP girl.
Click. And here we are with this chapter. Lost but not found. Probably one of my least favorite chapters in ProjectZ so far. And you will see why very soon. So, it opens up with the usual useful tip stuff, and it starts immediately at tip number 7 for some reason, which I thought was weird. But, you know, this is all about sarcasm. And if you look at this joke, I honestly don't feel it works very well. I mean, they kinda just beat it into the ground. The joke is that, you know, they're complimenting tents, making it seem like some grandiose thing, when in reality it isn't. And I don't get this part.
I think the part that I was describing is because of the sweatshops in China are mainly owned by Walmart.
Oh, right. Yeah, the text says something about Walmart, and Budgie's like, "Oh, it's made in China!"
There's so many caps.
Yeah. Because caps are funny. But yeah, I feel that this joke is beaten into the ground a bit too much, and then the Uncle Boris's, like the mature gentlemen they are, they shine reality upon us, so that we may realize the truth. That tents are shit! So there you go. I didn't really find it all that funny, but you know, you can always rewatch it and see if you disagree, viewer. Or Bob, depending on, you know, your preference. I sometimes call my viewers Bob. So yeah, this sequence...
Bob could work for both, Bob could work for both genders, because Bobby is actually a name for guys and girls.
Oh. I didn't know that.
So, Bob can work.
Or Baba, if I want to be sexist, but I'm not gonna be.
Actually, I actually met a girl named Bobby before.
Oh. Well, that's odd. So, the like, map sequence before this, where Budgie's flying all over the place, is completely pointless. It basically says, oh, we moved to eastern France, and now we're about to be attacked. And here's Cedar Nix. In my original footage, that was blind, which, no, I don't have it anymore, I saw her, and I was like, wow, she's hot. And then I got into a little debate with myself on who I think is hotter, Cedar or Phoenix. And after all this contemplating, I think I find Phoenix hotter, because I just prefer the refined look better.
Gandalf reference.
Oh, Kiro did the "you shall not pass" thing. I think Kiro is probably one of the more likable characters in this hack. Not many of them are likable. Most of them are fucking douchebags, but Kiro, at least he's got some fucking competence to, you know, soften the blow a bit. But, you know, Budgie's also very competent too. Yeah, but, you know, I kind of feel that Budgie's a bit of a Mary Sue in this hack, because he has, like, oh, I can sense anything and all that bullshit. Plus, he's a fucking bird who shoots lasers.
I think that's what makes Bungie likable in here, because he is a bird that shoots lasers.
You know what, that... that might be the case. Oh boy, this part. This part annoys me, because once again, we're going to make fun of Doth for being out of the loop. He's like this is all they ever do to Doth. He's like, oh, poor Doth. He's a racist, ignorant doof who's always out of the loop. And this guy has an amazing portrait. I just want to point that out. Like, it has so much...
I actually feel sorry for Doth, because, he said, who is she? And then someone said, oh, she's Cedar. Everyone knows that. And he's like, if everyone knew that, then why would we be asking that?
Oh, you know what? That's a good point. Kiro didn't notice it was Cedar Nix, so I guess that makes him out of the loop too. So they should have made fun of him as well. And then there would be a subplot where Kiro sides with Doth more, because he's pissed off that people pick on him. And then they destroy everybody. Right, so back to what I was saying about the redneck guy. I think his name is Red, which I think is a very subtle name. I think his portrait is absolutely amazing. I recognize that style of portrait making from the spriting cauldron. Like, whoever did the sprites for that, she did an amazing job, and I think she also did Cedar's portrait, and I am assuming it's a woman for some reason. I don't know. Maybe it's because they look all, like, fluffy puff marshmallowy. Oh yeah, I forgot. I haven't gotten around to this, to the plot of this. They're all tired, so they decide to do a tent rest, and then when it was nighttime, zombies attack, so now they need to escape. And now they're debating over the tent and who should carry it, and... You know, everybody kind of points to Doth for this, but, you know, I'm not actually gonna do that in the actual gameplay footage.
Wait, why doesn't Budgie carry it?
Huh?
Budgie was the one that thought of it, why doesn't Budgie carry it?
Well, Doth actually points out that Budgie's really big, but apparently Budgie's not very strong. And here's our amazing gameplay mechanic for this chapter. We have to carry the tent. Whoever carries it cannot attack. They become merged with the tent and can move it 3 spaces. And that dialogue makes it clear that not everybody can lift the tent, but here's the problem. It doesn't make clear absolutely specifically which characters can't lift it. And if you get the wrong person, you end up wasting the tent's turn. And you need all those turns, because if you waste even a single turn of the tent not moving, it'll drag you down tremendously and possibly make it impossible to save the tent. So this is incredibly unfair, and I actually fell for this because I thought, oh hey, the black guy doesn't do anything, maybe I can have him carry the tent. So I had the tent talk to the black guy. I keep forgetting his name. It's Jeff. I had him do it. Well, I tried to, but then he was like, no, I'm not gonna do it. I need to flash my bling, which... By the way, I immediately give his flashlight to Cedar Nix, because she can use it better. But yeah, that's really unfair. Like, there's no clue stating that he can't do it. And you end up wasting the turn, and by association you end up, like, losing the tent, and possibly losing a few units in the process. So it's really goddamn annoying. Now, this isn't the end of all the cheap stuff that this chapter does, though. There's also some Uncle Boris's hidden within the fog, and unless you have Cedar flashing the bling, you're probably not gonna notice the dude until it's too late, or unless you, like, have somebody else flash a bling, but who's gonna do that? Cedar's gonna be doing it. But at the same time, Cedar's an extremely vulnerable unit, and can get killed in 2 hits. So if you get her too close to the Uncle Boris's location, which I think I reveal one of them here. Yeah, right there, top left. Yeah, if you get her too close to those locations, she might get attacked by 2 enemies, and that's enough hits to kill her. Here I have her get attacked by 1 enemy because, you know, she can survive 1 hit, so there you go.
I just noticed something. Cedar's sprite looks a lot like Legault's.
It is almost exactly like Legault's, except it's more choppily animated for some reason. I don't know why they bothered to make a new animation for Cedar when it's exactly the same as Legault's, but whatever. Another thing that really annoys me about this chapter, there is a zombie at the beginning that's placed on a mountain, making him extremely difficult to kill, and making it luck-based whether you kill him or not, which further augments problems. And on top of that, there's also reinforcements that spawn from arbitrary spots, such as that mountain. I think on either this turn or the next turn, a huge crapload of zombies spawn from it, and if you're positioned in a bad way, they can actually surround your units and trap them. Which just, you know, this chapter just really gets on my nerves. And I'm glad I never have to do it again.
Of course it would get on your nerves, because I don't know a single person that admits that they like Fog of War chapters in Fire Emblem. Heck, I even admit I hate them so much.
Yeah, I don't see any reason why anybody would ever like a Fog of War chapter, and FE7 is loaded with them, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Fog of War is just an outdated mechanic that has no place in Fire Emblem anymore. I mean, yeah, there's gonna be night chapters and stuff, but there's no fucking point to them. Like, don't give us Fog of War when it's just fucking cheap. Oh yeah, here, I had a whole bunch of enemies. I had one dude, I think it was Kiro, who was in the range of the enemies, and I was afraid he was gonna get dogpiled. So I made like a human wall so that each character would only get attacked once each. So, and since some of them die in only 2 hits, this actually prevents their death. I thought it was a really clever strategy.
I think the only reason for Fog of War chapters is to give the thief or assassin characters another use because they could see farther. I think that's just really the reason.
Well, I do agree to some extent. I mean, there are probably other ways you can make a thief more useful. Like making more chapters with treasure chests in them, for example. You know, FE13, Fire Emblem Awakening, didn't have a lot of chapters with chests in them, and even then, the game just filled you with items and gold, so it didn't even matter. So thieves were actually really useless in that game. It's really unfortunate.
I just remember when I was playing FE13, I actually had Gangrel killed by Gaius.
Pardon?
I had my thief kill Gangrel.
Oh yeah, that's right. You like failed to, you were gonna land the finishing blow with someone else, but then like Gaius was in the range and your other dude missed or something?
Yeah. It was supposed to be Chrom who would finish him off, but Chrom left him with very little HP. I'm like, oh, come on, Chrom! And then I'm like, just for fun, I'll punk Gaius there. And he critical.
Lucky bastard. I guess that's what you call a sweet victory. Ho ho ho! Merry Christmas to the punster guy. He will come and murder you in your sleep if you don't give him a good pun. And since I have, I can sleep easy tonight.
I'll probably say a pun later on tonight.
You better. So, I'm just gonna point some stuff out. Red's animation, it looks alright. I think it's a little lazy that his dodge is literally just tilting the upper part of his body, but one thing that particularly annoys me is that when he pulls out his gun and aims it, the back of his head gets cut off slightly. Like, it's really weird. You have to, like, really view it in order to get an idea, but it happens. And for this part, I had to really plan ahead and give that Nutrigrain to Doth so that he can gain enough health to withstand enough of these zombies. That's the biggest reason why I didn't have him lift the tent, is because he is the most durable unit. He, like, along with his dodging abilities and his decent HP and defense, he's pretty much the only character who can survive a decent amount of hits on this chapter. 'Cause I don't know why, but whoever the hell designed this chapter decided, oh yeah, we're gonna buff the enemy attack power for this one and make it extremely annoying. So I had Doth basically stand there for that reason, because
you basically had him be the meat shield.
Yeah. And the game does teach you that he's a good meat shield. He's also just a good unit in general. Like, screw the fact that he doesn't gain much experience because he's a pre-promoted unit. He's pretty much the best unit, period. Like, even if Ezra becomes stronger later, Doth contributes way more in the early game than Ezra probably will later on. And that machete doesn't last forever. Eventually, Ezra is gonna become fucking awful. And I think Red's probably gonna surpass him soon, because Red, unlike Ezra, has 1-2 range weapons, and that's extremely helpful. Oh yeah, here's a nifty little conversation. Of course, Cedar just... I don't know why Cedar steals stuff. Like, she explains, oh, I stole it because it's shiny. And then she fucking drops it. It's like, you're a fucking jackass. This poor guy is out here risking his life, and you just fucking steal his shotgun. Like, what if that was his only weapon? You would have condemned that guy to death. And this further supports my thesis that most of the characters in this game are jackasses, which makes it hard to really get invested and care about them. Like, sometimes it's hard to get invested in Doth, too, because sometimes it really just feels like he just lets them pick on him, I guess. I mean, Doth is really the only character you can really like in this game. But at the same time, it's
Kiro.
like... yeah, Kiro sometimes, too. And there's also that, like, klutzy healer chick. But she has, like, one cutscene with him where she establishes that she's a nice person. And that's it. Like, I'd like to see more of that, actually, in this game, because, you know, that's... I want a reason to care about the characters. Please!
Well, you probably will see, you'll probably see, some more cutscenes with her in it later.
I'd hope so, because, I mean, she's like the only nice she's like one of the only nice characters in the game, and so I want to see more of her. Unless they're these guys who just are fucking in on the joke 24/7. You know, like, oh, everybody, Budgie knows everybody, or everybody knows Budgie. You're such a fucking idiot for not knowing him. Oh yeah, and here's a support conversation. It's completely useless, but it's amusing regardless. Like, the first time I saw this, I was like, wait, what the fuck? Did it just use my name? Which, if you forgot, I said it to Hugh Fig. And Cedar just kinda just comes in, like, get out of here. You're just here to throw in your fucking arbitrary fourth wall breaking. I have nothing against the real Cedar, it's just, I don't like this Cedar. She's just annoying. And kind of a douche. Huh?
Why fourth wall jokes?
Well, fourth wall jokes can be done well, it's just, this hack treats it like it's fucking candy. Like, it's like... the hack is kind of becoming a bit of a one-trick pony. But that's not to say there aren't bad things, good things about this hack. There's a lot. Like,
I'm pretty sure there is.
For one, throughout this whole thing, I feel that the level design has actually been pretty varied. Sure, we had that long winding path in the previous chapter, but it's like, that's just a one-time, and it's a good way to, like, manage experience and stuff. You know, it gets you all prepared for this chapter, I guess. Which, you know, Kiro really could afford to be a better unit, by the way. His growths are not very good. He needs more speed and magic. That's what he needs. You know, he doesn't need to survive a ton of attacks. He just needs to friggin' reliably kill shit.
Like that.
Because that's what magic users are for. They're glass cannons. You have them kill shit real easily, but they're also very easily killed themselves. All that jazz.
You know, when I first saw Kiro, I thought Kiro was a girl.
I guess that would be an understandable misunderstanding. That was a weird way to word that. At this point,
understanding, misunderstanding. It sounded very fun to say. And I just said it.
Been a misunderstanding. Oh man, I'm totally gonna get sued for saying those lyrics in a video while being a YouTube partner. Thank you, YouTube. Yes. So yeah, this is the last turn. I'm pretty much just getting more experience. Nothing eventful's happening. I'm kind of glad that the Uncle Borises don't move. I seriously think that they should be renamed to Uncle Boris. That would be fucking great.
Jeff needs a weapon.
What?
Jeff needs a weapon.
Oh yeah, speaking of which, he will be getting a weapon next chapter. I will not reveal the details on that, because I want it to be a surprise. Holy shit, that zombie dodged! That was amazing. That zombie has my respect. He even looked like he fucking danced around it. He's like, ugh! Holy shit! I almost got killed by a gun. The zombies in FE8 are just goofy in general. But Uncle Boris still has the title for best map sprite ever.
Well, which ones would you say are better? FE8 ones, FE12 ones, or FE2 ones?
Wait, FE12 had? You
Wait,
mean
not,
FE13?
Well, FE13.
FE8 had the best map sprites for the Entombed. It's just the best. I mean, yes, FE13 had those amazing Ku Klux Klansman appearance Entombed, but this one, they just look so goofy. Like, I think I'm gonna make a joke about that next chapter, so I won't reveal anything here, but trust me, ladies and gentlemen, it will be hilarious when you see what I, like, impose on their personality.
I don't even know what he's going to reveal.
Yes. So this chapter's over. And what is our prize for protecting that tent?
They all disappeared.
Well, that's not our prize for protecting the tent, but we managed to save most of our supplies. But now I think about it, King Hayden didn't give us much. Yes. We get 3 items. I will not reveal them until it happens. But yeah, these guys decide to come with us, and it's like, oh yeah, we gotta stick together. Because we're friendship power.
I think Red is trying to get close to Cedar just because she stole his shotgun.
Yeah, I think, yeah, you know, Red's got his own motives, which is why I respect him. He's more interesting than most of these jackasses. But yeah. There we go. We get an iron sword, a Nutrigrain, and a cookie.
An iron sword? Really?
Well, according to the Emblem Brigaders, we're gonna need that a lot, but I digress. Yeah, so I don't want to end this on a too much of a negative note, though. I do want to point out that I feel that the chapter is good in concept. It just needs better execution. And, you know, the hack as a whole doesn't bother me too much. I mean, most of the jokes feel kind of forced. There's a lot of unlikable characters, and this chapter was really annoying and cheap. But overall, the hack hasn't really offended me, aside from this chapter. So, you know, there's still hope, Emblem Brigade. You can still win me over. Don't let it be another Dream of 5!
Please don't.
Thank you. And with that out of the way, Marky Joe 1990 and
1RP Girls.
Signing out.
Bye.